Thank you. Thank you, Anne. Can I invite Pauline, if you're able to just say good evening to the people?
Yes, good evening, everybody, and welcome each and every one of you this evening. It's our promise that by the end of this session, you will have gained something or some things of which we do promise you. And we hope to see you again in the future. Karibuni sana, and thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, Pauline. So Anne and Pauline will be helping us out with the administration aspects. And so if you have any question, you can always engage them on chat. They are here to make sure that your evening is well spent and you get value for your time. We are from the Personal Finance Academy. And tonight we want to share with you just 5 secrets, very well proven secrets, that can actually ensure you will never get broke again. That feeling of spending the last coin, that feeling of checking the balance and the ATM saying there's insufficient funds, going on phone, we want to send money to somebody, and the phone again says insufficient funds and proposes for us to borrow. That's what we want to deal with tonight. So you're welcome to participate in this discussion this evening, and I'll shortly be explaining to you how you carry out your discussion. So I know sometimes you wonder, is this for me? Am I the right person to be here? Now, let me say you are not alone. If you've been struggling to increase your income, you've always have had thoughts of many things you can do to increase your income. You're not alone. We are many in this forum, and that's why we put time on an evening like today, so that we can actually be able to discuss something like the 5 secrets that will make sure that we don't get broke again. If you sometimes don't know where your money goes, you get very surprised that you get paid, but for some reason, it looks like the money just evaporates. Now you're in the right place. You are talking with the right people, you're part of the right group. So if that has been your challenge, you have no reason to worry. If you've been looking for more income streams and you've always been dreaming of things to do, I think tonight we will actually be together with you, because we want to see where are these income streams that you can create. You're not alone. There are many people in here. If you've always desired to build wealth so that you live the life you want, you holiday when you want, you send the children to the school you desire, you live in a neighborhood that you desire, you're not alone. That is why you're part of this very encouraging group of people who can take their time to come into a forum like this so that we have this discussion. If you've gotten tired of being broke, that feeling is not more coins in the wallet. You have things you need to do and you look at your balances, they are not getting you there. And you never want to get there again. I know the heading spoke to you, and that's why you're here. And I want to say to you, you are not alone. We are many of us. And we want to say life has possibilities. And tonight we are going to consider possibilities. Because we can achieve something called financial independence, which we are going to define this evening. And we're going to look at ways and means that can take us there within what we have. So life has possibilities and things can happen. Yes, it is true. You can live the lifestyle you want. You can holiday when you want. You can take leave where you want. You can actually send children to the schools they want or colleges. You can actually live in the neighborhood you want and you drive the car you want. That's a possibility. And we're going to look at that. And I know sometimes when you work, you got people you love. You see the glow in their eyes and it attracts you to your work. You get to do more. And you know you make money so that you can actually be able to address their needs, even as you impact the world. And I want to say tonight, you're not alone. That's a possibility. And you know what? This evening, we just share a few stories of people who have graduated from our financial literacy programs. And that's going to help you to see that life has possibilities, and these possibilities are true even for you. Don't take me for my word. You must be asking, who is this gentleman and why should I bother to listen to him? Let me say, I'm the speaker tonight. I'll be facilitating the discussion, but I think I want to open the page a bit so that you can actually get to know who this speaker is. And so I want to very quickly just get to have that discussion with you. My name is Wahome Ngari, and today I am saying you should never get broke again. I'm the founder of Citadel Consulting and the Personal Finance Academy. I've had the privilege over many years to work in the financial services. As a new graduate from college, I got opportunity to work in very interesting sectors like mortgage and mortgage administration. I did pension administration, fund management. I actually did insurance, and have done many other things subsequently in this country and outside the country. And I think I borrowed some of that knowledge, and I'll be sharing it with you this evening. So as I speak to you, I'm not a stranger. I formed this consulting firm called Citadel Consulting some 13 years ago, and we specialize in providing services to the financial services industry. We are experts in distribution of retail products in the financial space. So we work with banks, we work with the insurance companies, we work with microfinances and SACCOs in areas of training, in sales management, in sales, in customer service. We do talent search. We look for proficient staff for these organizations, and we do a lot of consultancy work. Like I've just mentioned, I have been involved across the region in this consultancy work for the last 13 years. But in the course of doing all those things, I found out something that was a challenge to me and to others, the subject of money and managing personal finances. And 5 years ago, I formed an institution called the Personal Finance Academy with just one express role: to help people to live the life they want with the money that they have. And ideally, we just want to help people be able to have a good relationship with their money, whether it is in terms of planning for retirement, planning for your children's education. We're looking at the planning to own a car, paying your debt. Those are the spaces that we have been working on. And I've had the privilege for the last 4 years to actually host a show, a radio show called Money Matters on Radio Wahome. And this gives me a chance to discuss a lot of topics dealing with matters of personal finance. And the very last discussion we had, we were looking at something called financial infidelity, matters of spouses keeping financial matters separate from each other and the consequences. And I know you might have read this story in the media where a gentleman is paying rent, and somehow he's just discovered that over all the years he's been paying rent, it's going to his wife's account, and he did not know that because he thought she was a stay-at-home mom. And he realized for a long period of time, even long before they were married, he was still paying rent to her. You can actually imagine the consequences of such a disclosure. So we have done this for the last 4 years. We have a YouTube channel. It's called the Personal Finance Academy Kenya, and you can always be able to join in and listen to this. And as a result of working in this space of personal finance, a subject that is not taught in college, I have become a source resource, and a couple of our TV stations have asked me to give interviews, just like the ones we watched earlier, if you're part of the people who came earlier. And you can actually be able to get recordings of this on the YouTube channel again, the Personal Finance Academy. I think with that, you have an idea who the speaker is, and that allows you to see why I'll be the person speaking to you tonight. And I know in the quest to actually provide better service to my customers, in the recent past, I've actually worked hard to be certified as a financial coach, because a lot of people are looking for somebody to hold them accountable. And I found that space to be very enriching, because you get to know many things and you get to see people move. I have enjoyed myself seeing people getting out of debt. I have enjoyed myself seeing people plan for their retirement and going out into retirement in confidence. I have enjoyed myself seeing people plan their future and work with confidence, including working around their businesses. So I have the skill, I have the tools to be able to handhold people so that I can hold them accountable. And I can actually say with confidence, I have impacted many people, and I want you to see some of the places where we have had the impact, both at Citadel Consulting and the Personal Finance Academy. At Citadel, like I said, I have been in training for the last 15 years. I've worked in the financial services for over 25 years, but I've been in training for over 15 years. I've trained people in sales, sales management, customer service, and here we are talking about thousands of people here in the Republic from established organizations, your Britam, ICA, Old Mutual, Pioneer, Sanlam, Liberty, Prudential, and I can go on. We've done this across the border in Uganda, in Rwanda, in South Sudan, in Tanzania. So I have graduated a lot of people, and I'm happy some of you are here tonight. At the Personal Finance Academy, where we have worked for the last 5 years, we have been running 2 programs. We actually give talks to employees of companies, whether they have issues with debts, whether they are preparing for retire, whether they want to have a better focus. On Wednesday, I have a group in Naivasha I'll be addressing. So we give a lot of talks to churches. On Sunday, I was in Mombasa, just talking to a church group. And so we actually work around the personal finance space with a lot of people. But we have a well-designed program. It's called the Wealth Creation Masterclass. We are now in our season 33 of this program. And shortly at the start of December, we'll be starting our season 34. In this program, we have actually graduated thousands of people. And this is a very intense program, a 10-week intense program with webinars, homeworks, coaching sessions, and eventually people end up with a personal plan, which they go and execute. And we are very proud, as you're going to see some testimonials from some of them. For those people in the financial services advisory area, because I've told you I've worked in that space for long, we have a specific program to help them to be able to give good financial advice. And we are very, very proud of our graduates. We graduates with organizations like Britam, ICA, Pioneer, Madison, Liberty, and a couple of others who have actually also gone through a very intense 10-week program that has made them become actual financial advisors. If you sat with them, they will be advising you. And I think coming from that background, I'll tell you that's why I want to have the discussion with you tonight. But I must make a confession. I am not a complete expert in this area. And I'll tell you, 5 years ago, me and a group of friends put money together to start a digital media company. And our company was a pioneering company. If you've been to a supermarket, you must have seen screens carrying adverts. And we pioneered that. One of my colleagues working with Rafaji in Paris brought the concept to us. We went to Dubai, we bought the screens. We got a contract with Uchumi and Nakumat, and we put in the business. And I'll tell you, we made mistakes and big mistakes. And in all this, we lost a cool 12 million shillings. So I'm talking about lessons that I've learned, mistakes that I've made, and successes that I've made. So as I talk to you tonight, some of the secrets I want to share are from these experiences of failure as they are from experiences of success. And you know, we have five real proven secrets that we want to share with you tonight. And these are secrets that can ensure you actually don't get broke again. You actually don't get broke again. And they are geared on not very exorbitant things. They are practical things that we can do. For all the people we have seen who are capable of making money, for them, every shilling counts. And I know in this country, we say the rich people are stingy, they are mean with their money. And I'll tell you, they are not. They just hold themselves accountable for their own money. They appreciate, they're just stewards of every shilling that falls in their hand. And we are going to see what is the secret in here and how can we use that secret. The other secret we want to look at, if we don't chart out the path where we are going, we do not even get to know when we are lost. But when we chart the path, when we set the financial goals and it becomes sharper and we have the focus, I'll tell you, nothing will stop us from getting there. And that's the other secret. How do we sharpen our goals? How do we sharpen our focus so that we can actually be able to get there? The other secret that we want to share tonight, nobody ever gets rich on their own money. People always get rich on other people's money. And so we want to see, how do you leverage other people's money? Because here we're talking about debt. And we know a scholar who said very clearly, this lady is called Mary Hunt. I think she's an American writer. Debt is simply just like a rope. You can make a noose and you hang yourself. And we've seen people hanging themselves in CRB. But at the same time, you can actually use the same rope and make a bridge to your prosperity. And we want to actually see what is the secret in there. The fourth secret is that money is a good soldier. Money is a good servant, maybe a bad master, but a great servant. Money does not fall under the weather. Money does not get sick. In fact, money does not ask for a sick off. And I dare say money never gets pregnant. Money can work for you all seasons. How do you get your money to work for you? And the last secret we want to share tonight is that the whole quest about money is simply just about the mind. If we have to succeed, we have to focus on the mind. It is not how much we earn that gets us there. It is actually what we do with what we have in our hands. So those are the 5 secrets that we want to share. I know we don't have a lot of time. I am reminded we have just about 1 hour, and I see a bit of that hour is gone. And because we don't have a lot of time, I want to make a promise. I'll share as much as I can. I have that limited time, but I'll share as much as I can. And because I want you to participate with me, I'll ask you not to voice your questions by unmuting yourself. So I'll ask you to stay muted, but I'll ask you at all times, put your question on chat, and we'll have an opportunity at the end of the discussion to come back to those questions. So be kind enough. If you have any question, just put it on chat and we'll come back to those questions so we address them. And I'll try to tell you where you feel you don't have enough. I'll try my best to point you out to where can you get more. If you're looking for more, where can you get more? So that's the discussion tonight. And I want to be sure that you're comfortable with this discussion. So at this point, I want to engage you on chat. I want to see if you are comfortable, if you are ready for us to start. Just give me an yes. You can give me a thumbs up, electronic one, or you can put a yes on chat. Let me see whether I'm alone or we are many in the house. If you are ready to go on now, you can actually give me a yes or give me a thumbs up. I'll be able to see it. Thank you, Joshua. I see your hand is up. Thank you for that. I'm looking for more. Thank you, Joshua. I'm looking for more. Thank you, Ruth. I see a yes. Thank you, Nancy. I see your hand is up. Can I get more? I'll be happy to get more. Thank you, Gabriel. Thank you, Nick. Thank you, Faith. I think this is confidence that I'm not alone. We are many of us, and I'll keep engaging you. Not once, not twice. I'll ask you to make a contribution as we go on. So why don't we face money? We cannot be talking about not getting broke and ignoring that we are talking about money. We are talking about this, I don't know, there's a thing that gets us to wake up every morning and gets us to keep working and doing different things. And I know sometimes money is very hard for a lot of people. I know in Nairobi, we say the earth is hard, but I also know money is hard. From my experience, money is very hard. And it's for many reasons why money is hard. One, it's not something that they teach us in school. Surely, if you want to drive on the road, you go to a driving school and you understand the highway code. But when it comes to money, nobody gives us a user's manual. Nobody guides us what to do. Nobody dares to tell us that money means different things to different people. To some people, money is just convenience. To some people, money is power. To some of us, money is just a catalyst. It will get things to happen faster. And to some of us, we actually go to the legal side and we say it's legal tender. What we must appreciate that money is actually a measure, and we use it to measure many things. But money in itself has fairly hidden characteristics that sometimes we don't understand, and it troubles us for those characteristics. Characteristic number one of money is that money loves movement. Money loves movement. Money does not like staying in one place. And that's why when you have money, it emotionalizes you and creates excitement so that it moves. That means money loves movement, and money causes emotions. Now, in the causing movement, money largely likes moving from where there's little to where there's more. From where there's little to where there's more. That is how money moves. And you can actually see this very clearly. I know for a lot of you, you buy water from the water company and you actually pay something like 100 shillings per unit. And a unit is 1,000 liters. The people in the poor neighborhoods are actually paying 20 shillings for a 20-liter jerrycan. So they are buying every shilling, every liter of water 10 times more than what you're buying it for. That's the movement sometimes we don't know. And as part of understanding money, we need to understand that movement so that we can position ourselves. And we're going to talk about that positioning this evening. Money is emotional. It gets us to get very good feelings. We feel excited and happy when we have it. But when we don't have it, whoa. But bottom line is, all the things we do because of the emotions money gives us, not for the sake of money. Money gives us the feeling of being adequate, being able, being a provider, being protected, and all those things. And that's what we do a lot about money. And money is very physical. We can almost tell where it is. And that's why sometimes we fake the situation so that people can believe the money is there. So money is hard. We can agree on that. Now, but it matters a lot in life because money is purely what we call the currency of life. You can't do without it. We need money to pay for where we live. We need money to pay our bills. We need money to pay for our children to go to school, for us to see the doctor, for us to fuel the car, for us to pay for our insurance. For all the things, we need money. So we cannot be able to live without money. Money must be found somewhere. So it matters a lot in life through all the stages that we go through. And as we're going to see tonight, it's not necessarily how much you're dealing with. Yes, if you had more, the better. But if you have more and you don't take care of it, it actually takes away. It goes away. But if you are able to take care of what you have, eventually you will end up having more. So it is not how much you have, it's what you do with what you have. So if you never want to get broke again, why don't we take this chance now and we get into the secrets one at a time. And the first secret we want to look at is a simple secret that every shilling counts. Why? Because it cannot be 10 shillings if you remove the shilling. Nor can it be a million if you remove the shilling. So every one of them counts. But beside that, I want you to see a concept here. We call it the power of every shilling. And once we see this concept, I think we'll be able to have this discussion. This is evidently coins, a 1 shilling, a 5 shilling, a 20 shilling, whatever shilling. So when you're looking at every coin, if you're in a region where you use another currency, I think I'm still talking about the coin, whatever the currency. But I want to say this. We're all looking to never get broke. So we are thinking about that volume of money. And maybe for some of us, we've already made that money. Or we have the hope of making this money. So I don't know where you are. I don't know where you come from. But I know we're talking about that money. But I want to say, if it were practical for you and me to set a shilling aside every month, and we do that consistently for a 25-year period, that's not a difficult thing. We're setting it aside. And we know there are investments that can give us a 12% return or more. Just for example, government bonds, long-term infrastructure bonds are giving us that. Today, I saw one from the county of Laikipia, and they're actually promising to give you 12% for a consistent 7 years. We have SACCOs giving that kind of return. We have people in Forex who are getting maybe twice as that. If you know something called Mansa X, Again, it is possible to get that. But we take cognizance of inflation. We have inflation that eats our money at night, which is roughly at 6% now. So just to make sure that we are not beaten by inflation, if we put a shilling this year, we will put a shilling and 10 cents next year, and we continue on that pattern. Over that 25-year period, if you compound 1 shilling, and if you have a mathematical calculator, you can check. Don't trust me for this. You can check it out. 1 shilling is going to turn into 3,600. While 1 shilling cannot buy a shirt, this can. This can buy a shoe. This can take people out for lunch. This can do a couple of things, pay electricity, pay water, which 1 shilling cannot. Now, if you think about it that way, the 10 shillings that gets lost everywhere and anywhere can actually turn into 36,000 shillings. That sort of sounds like school fees, rent, a trip to Naivasha or SGR to Mombasa. That sounds like a lot of things. Insurance premium for your car. That's 10 shillings, which easily gets lost. You leave it at the supermarket because they have no change. You leave it with the tout. You leave it with everybody. We are looking at this secret. If you actually looking at 100 shillings this way, we are looking at 360,000 shillings. Money that can actually buy a small car to go on the road, can pay for a college degree. Money that can actually buy a property. You can buy a plot. Those of us looking for plot, maguta, that's enough money. But we consistently lose 100 shillings every now and then and don't even notice. I want to push the bar to 1,000 because 1,000 will easily give me 3.6 million. And that sounds like a serious big car, a very serious university degree handled. That looks like a whole building bought. And how easy it is to lose 1,000 shillings. And you can push that argument to 5,000, which will actually amount to 18 million. We can push it to 10,000, which can actually amount to a whopping 36 million. But we must ask ourselves a question. In practical sense, why? What goes wrong? Why don't we get these things happening? And I'll say this. Number one, we have no respect for the retro coin. For a lot of us, me included, if I saw 10 shillings on the street, I bet we will not bend to pick it. And that's why we don't have a respect for the retro coin. And so if you can't pick 10 shillings, if you leave it to the tout, we leave it to the supermarket, if somebody doesn't have it, then we realize over time you're throwing away 36,000 shillings. If you keep losing 100, you are losing 360,000. Surely after a nice drink over the weekend, and we can't locate 5,000 every month, hey, that is 36 million in a 25-year period. If you were able to compound that, just think about that and see the secret that every coin counts. Very, very important for us. The challenge we have, I'll ask somebody to mute, please. And you can mute the person, whoever it is. The secret here is, how do I invest even a shilling, even 100, even 10? Where should I do it? Where should I do it? How do I do it? That's something that sometimes we don't even have. While it is practical, it is with us. You have your phone, you have an M-Shwari account, it's got a lock facility. You can lock in 100 shillings there every day. You actually you're connected to the bank, so you can save on M-Pesa, send it to your bank. You can actually join the Save Us Challenge. There are actually very, very many opportunities for us to save even the retro money. But why we don't do it, we might want to ask ourselves why. The why is we don't have the discipline. Sometimes we start, and after a short time, we give up. We can't stick to the plan. You started on the Save Us Challenge at the beginning of the year. Where are you now? Do you have the discipline to start? We keep saying, I'll do it in the new year. What would be the magic of the new year? Yes, it is 2022, the year of election. That's all. Do we have the discipline to take advantage? Do we want to get into this? Or do we suffer from greed? That we actually, within a short time, we go and take the money, we unlock it out, And we even see other opportunities. Remember the story of the poultry farmer who saw the quail and thought quail was bigger money, but was caught up in the middle of it and was left with all his quail, and he could not sell a piece of it, any one of them. That sometimes is the challenge that we have. Life comes with a lot of interruptions, and we're going to talk about the interruptions shortly. And there are always going to be new ideas. You know, in a village where I came, they said there's always going to be new wine, which is going to be better than the existing wine. So if you're waiting for the new ideas, they will always be there. Innovations will be there. Technology will be there. So why don't we work with what there is? Very, very important that we look at the power of the shilling. You have seen that every shilling counts. And that is why it is important for us to always do a cash count. What am I saying, a cash count? We must take hand of our money. We must be in charge of our finances. We must make it possible for us to know what is the money we are making. And I know wherever you come from, you must be making money from different sources. I don't know what your sources are. Some of us exactly know the cash flow quadrant. So you might actually be in employment, and so you have a salary. You might be self-employed, so you're charging people a fee for your services, or you're earning a commission, or you have a business, you are making some profit. You might be in bigger business, so you get dividends and profits from your business. Or you might actually be in investments, so you're getting your big dividends every now and then. But again, if you do not know how much you're getting, how do you know what gets lost? Why? Because this money comes to you differently. Some of it in cash, some of it via M-Pesa, some of it comes through the bank, and the money comes in cash and lives in cash, comes in M-Pesa, lives in M-Pesa, comes through the bank and lives in the bank. So cash count means if you want to win this, if every shilling counts for you, then know how much money are you making. Make a record of all your incomes on a monthly basis. If your money counts monthly, if your money counts weekly, have a complete clear idea of where your money is coming from. Look for financial tools that can allow you to be able to monitor your income, all of it. And don't make an assumption that you know what your income is. Make a record. The other part of cash count, and it is not optional, is just getting to understand, so where does my money go? And I know a lot of us have a challenge here, not knowing where our money goes. And I want to urge you, if this secret is gonna work for you, starting tomorrow, you must on a daily basis capture all the expenses you have on a daily day, every day. You need to look for financial tools that can actually help you to monitor that. And if you want that, we can help you out with that. Because you have fixed expenses and you must pay for the fixed expenses. That's not optional. We have to pay for those. We actually have variable expenses and we have to pay for those. We have savings to make, maybe loans to service. We have investments to make, but we also have taxes and levies to pay. You need to have a complete idea of where your every shilling goes so that you can make up your mind what to do about it. This life is about dealing with the 7 cashiers in your life, and you get to understand who the 7 cashiers are because they need money from you every month, but you need to balance so that one cashier does not take money from the other cashier. And to be able to do that, then it is important for us to understand the money traps other people have laid out for us. Because sometimes, you know, we proudly say my money. Hey, let's take a moment. The money you pay rent, is that your money really? You know, you have even a deadline with the landlord. And if you don't bring it on that day, they come asking you for the money because it's not yours, it's theirs. The money you pay school fees is not yours. It's for the school. That's why they write a letter demanding for it. The money you call yours is just the savings you have. And that's why we actually want to say, where are these snares? Where are these challenges? And I want you to walk with me to the shopping mall. And you're going to see on the floor of the shopping mall, we have this serious supermarket. And there are so many aisles. And they've even brought in beautiful girls to man the aisles. And they have this corner, there's a discount, end of line. And the whole idea is to trap us there so that we can go around and shop more. And they have a discount here. And they have made it possible for us not to run out of money. That's why in that mall, all the ATMs are there. Okay. If you actually want to borrow, they will lend you. If you want to swipe your card, they will accept to swipe your card. And in the shopping mall, there are just so many things that can take your money. Once you finish your shopping, you will actually end up in the coffee shop because your legs are very tired. The coffee is very well priced and your children don't love coffee. So they will actually walk to the games area or the food court. They will spend without you. All these are money traps. The offers. I know we're talking about Black Friday. We're not even caring the history of the Black Friday, what it means, because everything is 70% off. And we've seen this whether from Jumia or from everybody. Even hawkers trap us, and they know how to speak us out of our money. We have all these easy loans. They actually send you messages. I have received 4 today, and they're telling me I qualify for this, even when I don't need it. These are traps. People are setting WhatsApp group and adding you on and pressurizing you to make a contribution. In fact, some of us are caught up in betting. All these are money traps. As long as we are caught in these money traps, we will for sure get broke again. If we can be able to untangle ourselves out of these money traps, we will not get there. And so what are the winning ways? Number one, we need to start working with a budget. I know people don't like a budget. I'll call it a spending plan. Even the government of the Republic, with all the resources, a couple of trillions, they have to plan how to spend the money. Big corporates like Safaricom and EABL and others plan how to spend their money. They even hire qualified accountants. We need to have a budget. And let me tell you, it's a very easy process. You know how much money you have, you know the things you need to do. Just allocate the money to the things you need to do. As you do that, I want to urge you, pay yourself first. What does that mean? I told you the landlord, the school, and everybody demands money from you. Before they get their share, get your share. Put some money aside for your housing. Put some money aside for your children's education, for your retirement, for your welfare, for your good life. That's how you're paying yourself. Have good shopping habits. In fact, make a shopping list before you go shopping. And at any rate, don't buy from the first shop. Compare the shops as you walk around. And if you've got discount stores, buy from the discount stores. Hey, the government has actually allowed you 7 different ways to reduce your taxation. Forget about KRAs, spying on your IG or Facebook or other places. Hey, they are legitimate ways. Use those legitimate ways to reduce your taxation. Resist the temptation to actually pay unnecessary interest. So if it is not necessary to borrow to do something, like school fees, why do we do it? Avoid that. Do savings. Open for yourself a freedom account. In fact, be a good steward. Take care. Don't pay unnecessary bills. Don't do wastage. Don't forget to service your car. It's going to cost you money. In fact, stay away from all those get-rich-quick schemes. They keep you broke. They take away your money. I want to urge you, just engage in smart living. Sustain your lifestyle without having to pay more. And there are many ways of doing that. Like you say, when you find yourself being a smart shopper, when you can actually tell where the discounts are, you go for offers and all the things that make life easier for you. Don't be a victim. If you actually take that, I will say now you have taken charge. And when you take charge of your coins, I'll tell you, money is a good soldier. They will work for you. That is the secret number 1. Secret number 2, we need focus. We need to be able to know where we want to go. When you don't have an idea where to go, you never get to know when you get lost. And so I take cognizance, they are interrupters. You know, you want to go somewhere, but they interrupt. Things like financial emergencies. You planned yourself out and the car simply just can't start because the battery is down. Or somebody just gets unwell and we have to rush them to hospital and we don't have the money. So we have to borrow money we don't have. Those are interrupters. And that is why we must be able to put in place something called a contingency fund to take care of that. Interrupters, the black tax, if you heard about the black tax, supporting just too many people. You need to look for ways of not necessarily having to support all those people. We're looking at interrupted income, and COVID has come to interrupt our incomes. Job closure, salaries reduced. All these challenges require we do contingency planning, anticipate them, anticipate these things. And that's why we are going to have ourselves a contingency fund, an emergency fund, or an opportunity fund, whatever you want to call. And I want to say, as part of your savings plan, prepare to save money that can help you to sustain your life for 3 months if your income did not show up. Your lifestyle will not get interrupted in any way. If you do that, then you can be able to deal with your financial goals. Financial goals are the things you want to do with your money, not the bills you're paying, the other things that are not bills. And I want to say, it doesn't matter what stage of life you are at, you will always find yourself with things that you need to do, either for yourself, for the older people in your life, or the younger people in your life. Within a 1 year span, we have short-term goals. You might be wanting to buy items of furniture or electronics or update. That's a possibility. From the point when you think about it, when you execute it within 1 year. You might have thought of buying working tools, a smartphone, you know, you want to have a car to work with, you want to have furniture or whatever it is that you want, working tools. Now you want to raise a down payment. I'm looking at things that need to be done within 1 year. I'm looking at your debts. You are fed up with getting listed on CRB. And this year you say the debts must go. Or you have savings to do, like I've just talked about the contingency fund. Your child is doing a national exam in March, and you know they go to college in the course of the year or the next level. These are what we call short-term goals. Focus on this, think what you need. And for each of them, identify what it is, how much money you require, and when you want to do it. For the savings, maybe for the holiday. In the next 3-4 years, what we call the medium term, you might be wanting to actually buy a car or upgrade your car. This is within 5 years. You might actually be wanting to buy a plot from the date you conceptualize to when it is fully paid. You might be wanting to go back and take a diploma or a degree. You might actually have decided you want to raise a down payment for a mortgage. Or maybe you want to travel overseas. COVID is easing and you want to travel. Or could be start a business. You have seen the reason why you need another income. And we are looking at whatever else within a 5-year period. These are what we call medium-term goals. I want you to focus on this and see which are the things I want to work on. Again, identify the item. How much money will it cost you to achieve the whole of it? And by what date do you want done? Because we have long-term goals. These ones will take you more than 5 years, might take you a lifetime. If you want greater focus, think about the little ones if you have them. And I want to tell you, tertiary education is expensive, and I know it will come in your 40s or 50s. Start planning early. An insurance policy, a unit trust, government fund, security, whatever you want to do, start early. Whether you want to go in real estate for this, whether you want to buy shares, start early. That will be very, very important. I know you want to get away from the landlord, but there's no chance the government will give us a house. So the only opportunity we have is to actually start working for one. Whether you want to buy it or you want to build one, it's going to cost a lot of money. It needs proper planning. And if you want to go for a mortgage, don't fear. You only need to understand how a mortgage works. But this is a long-term goal. It is going to take you time. You do not want to get into the 40s with this agenda not set, because I've told you at that point, the children are coming for high school and college. So this has to be sorted out before we get into our late 40s. Hey, because after that, we will see this signboard for retirement. And this is something we have to finance all through their life. That's why you join NSSF the day you first get a job. And this is a long-term goal. Financing retirement, and retirement is going to be expensive. And when we get old, we are likely to depend on our children or society. We need to have our own resources that we can be able to do. And as we do that, life is not forever. So we need to take time and enjoy. But if you make this your lifestyle and every year you're going to go for holiday, then you're going to find it's an expensive endeavor. Then you need to plan for it so that you can enjoy it. But I want to encourage you. You work very hard. Get time with the people you love. Spend time with them. Bond. Enjoy yourself. Relax. Energize for the next year. I know with that season. But as we do that, you have a lot of personal goals, development goals. You might want to go back to school. You might want to improve your car, improve your furniture, improve your TV. You might want to build some rental estate. You might want to have a portfolio. Again, this is long-term. As long as you live, you find you have something here to do. And those goals require planning. So having seen that, why don't we set the goals? A very simple and easy process. Take time, write all of them down in all the categories, prioritize them in a category, prioritize short-term, medium-term, and long-term. As you prioritize, ask yourself, which will have the most impact on my life? And don't address short-term, forgetting medium-term and long-term. Address all of them, write all of them, prioritize. Then ask yourself, what resources do I have at hand? And apply your resources that you have at hand. That will be very, very helpful for you, okay? And then you focus on the actions you need to take. I said, if it's housing, am I going to buy one or build one? Start doing the things that need to be done. For the children education, what method am I going to use? If you're going to buy a car, what method, what car are you looking at? And when you achieve your goal, celebrate that goal and move forward to something else. Move to something else. I wanted us to take a minute, just 1 minute, and we listen to somebody who's an alumni, who actually has had a very good focus on this area, and I want you to hear what the person has to say on this. So very quickly, I'll get you there. Very, very quickly, I'll get you there. Sorry, it's taking long to open, and because it's taking long to open, if you allow me, I would rather go on. It's on the YouTube channel. I'll ask Anne if you can share the link for that clip that I would have wanted people to listen to. They can be able to listen to it at their own time. I want you to listen to this gentleman. He's a Kenyan. He's an expatriate. He's based in Qatar. He was our student. And he had always had a goal on doing his doctoral degree, and he was always getting challenges. When he came into our program, he found how to save for his doctorate degree, and he's almost there. He's likely to be called Dr. Waigwa in the course of next year. So we're saying when you have the focus, you are going to get there. Put your goals together. They'll give you the necessary focus, move on. I want us to look at another goal, another secret. It is the whole idea of understanding, leveraging. And this is the whole issue of using other people's money. It's something called leveraging. I say to you, there's an American author who've actually told us that, she's called Mary Hunt, if you want to Google her. Debt is like a rope. You can actually tie a noose and hang yourself, or you can use it to build a bridge to prosperity. But for you to be able to leverage this, you need to clearly understand the price of money, the cost of money. When you're using other people's money, there's a price to pay. And very shortly, I want you to look at this. I want you to, can I get your confirmation that you can actually see? Anybody confirming that you can see something on your screen?
We can.
Yes, we can see.
Okay, let me share it again. Can you see it now?
Yes, no, it's there.
I want you to take a moment to see how much you're paying. And tell me how it makes sense to borrow and pay 5 times what you borrowed. When you talk about APR, that is called the annual percentage rate. It doesn't matter whether you're given the rate per day or per week, we convert them to a normal place. And you can see your loan at branch is actually close to 2 times what you borrow. And there's a guy in there who's lending to us. And now you can understand why we are fully 3 billion shillings a day, because we are suffering from this. Copper Chapa gets you to pay over 6 times what they lend you. When you get into understanding this secret of the price of money, of how to convert it to annualized percentage rate, then you will know the sources to go and borrow from and the sources to avoid. This is public information. I have no doubt you can actually be able to get it. So it is not information that I'm the only one who has it. That's very public information. You can always be able to get it. And that's why when you're looking at that, then we really need to know the difference between good debt and bad debt. And let me try to define them. Now, good debt is any money when you borrow, wherever you take that money, it's going to be in an investment that will appreciate over time. And if it doesn't appreciate over time, it creates potential for future income. So I'm saying, like you bought a house, you bought a plot, you bought a farm, their prices will appreciate over time. You've actually found the need to borrow to take your postgraduate qualification so that you get promoted, or to take your professional qualification. You go to help and they give you money to take not the normal school fees for your children, but for you to go to another level. You are looking at investing more money in your business that's viable. We're looking at you buying work equipment. That's what a good debt is all about. But on the other side, we have bad debt. When you borrow the money, wherever you put it, there is no potential for any return and there is no future income. So I'm looking at when we borrow and we consume. When we borrow, we go on holiday. When we borrow and we do something for show. When we buy high depreciating assets, it's going to work against us. And no wonder, a lot of people are using consumer debt. Bad debt is consumer debt. That's what takes us to CRB and ties our hand. And that's how it becomes a rope and ties us. So once we understand that, then it becomes important for us to say, hey, when you hear about debt-free living, we are saying don't have bad debts, but have good debts, because you cannot create wealth on your own money. So build your leverage. What does that mean? Number one, you need to have something called social capital. Live in a way that if you had an emergency, you have buddies and friends who can actually avail the money so that you don't have to borrow it expensively. And if their time comes, you lend to them. That's what social capital is all about. Ensure you have a good credit score. Please make sure you're out of CRB and do all the things that will keep you away from CRB. Join savings vehicles that can give you debt. Your Chama, your investment club, your SACCO. That's a nice place to be for you to be there. And always have a plan before you take any debt. And as you take any debt, just find out the cost of money. That will be very, very important for you. And the other thing, build your buffer, build your safety net so that you do not have to find yourself, for whatever reason, borrowing expensive money to fix emergencies. And I want to show you some of the things people do with other people's money. So very quickly in this secret, opportunities are all over wherever we are. So this lady has actually decided her contract has come to an end and she's not getting a renewal. So she wants to go and explore. But in the place where she works, she has seen a big need that needs to be addressed. She works for the UN, and when people come for conferences, they only have to go to the expensive hotels in the neighborhood of Gigiri. And she thinks a guest house can make sense. And as she's doing her clearance, she sees this property, which is asking for 200,000 shillings a month. And she says, hey, I'm getting my terminal dues here. I am actually a member of a SACCO. I can actually borrow money. I will not tell them I've lost my job. I'll borrow from them and maybe convert this into a guest house where people can actually stay and go for the conference. And she calls the guys and said, I don't have all the money, but I have the deposit for 200,000. The building had been empty for a while, so they are happy to listen. And she converts it into a guest house. What do you need? A decent bed, a TV, a reading table. And the beauty of this kind of house is every room is self-contained. So you don't have a big problem dealing with that. And so she has done her work. Let's see the numbers. The rent is 200,000 shillings per month. She's able to make 15 rooms out of the main house, the domestic servant quarter, and the garage. And she says, well, I'll only charge 4,000 per night for bed only. In that neighborhood, if you go to any hotel, you will pay 25,000 plus. And so most people, when they come for conferences, they don't want to use all per diem on the room. They would actually want to take some money home. We all live in that space. We understand it. And so she organizes breakfast and linkage. She has a friend who is very good at cooking, says, why don't you come and learn the kitchen on your own? You can give them breakfast. She has another friend who's got a taxi company. Why don't you park outside here? When they want to be transferred, you can transfer them. Now the guest house becomes complete. You can eat, you can get transferred to the other place. And she's hoping for 50% occupancy. Again, you may not get people all the time, but when the conferences are big, you get full occupancy to take care of when things are down. Let's look at the numbers. If you're charging 4,000 and there are 30 days in a month, and you have 15 rooms and you get 50% occupancy, we are talking about 900,000 shillings a month. Yes, that's what we are talking about. And this lady had only borrowed 800,000 shillings from her circle. And she added to her benefits to do all this. And I'll tell you, she had a 5-year lease. You can imagine how much money she had made in 5 years. Are you ready and prepared to take advantage of other people's money? If you don't want to get broke, be bold, avoid bad debt, go for good debt, and use other people's money. That will make a lot of sense for you. Secret number 4. And if you have any question, please don't forget the questions are coming on chat. I'll be able to answer that. Secret number 4, let money work for you. And I think this is very easy said. I said money is a soldier, doesn't fall under the weather. And money doesn't ask for leave, never gets sick. So when you give your money the opportunity to work for you, you can be assured 24/7, the money will work for you. Because we need to appreciate there's an active income. This is the money you make yourself by getting involved. It could be your salary, it could be your commission, it could be your fees, it could be profits in your business. But hey, when you're not able to work, that money is not going to come. That is why you need other money that is made by your money. And that's what we call passive income. Rental income. We're looking at capital gains here. We're looking at profit. We are looking here at your shares giving you dividends. And that's what we need to build. And for us to be able to build that, we must for sure plant money trees. Put investment structures that will generate money day in, day out. And there are very many of them. You can look at in that space where you join hands with others, what we call the pools of accumulation. Could actually be your investment club, your chama. It can be the circle, it can be the pension fund, and the opportunities in there. All we need to see is how do you get the opportunity to work for you. You can actually take the risk and go to money multipliers with the experts. Talking about Forex trading, shares, cryptocurrency, unit trust, insurance, but you need an expert to work there with you. Or you might actually go to wealth consolidators, business, rental income, government bonds, where your money is very, very secure. Again, for all these things, it is important for you, as you do the investment, understand that you must orientate it to the goals you want to achieve. Because the investments that you're going to do will, one thing, be affected by your personality. Your profile is very important, but very, very important for you to think about the purpose. Because every investment vehicle is designed for a given purpose. And that is why we talk about goal-oriented investing. If you don't do this, you'll be saving without a purpose. And when it comes time to blow the money, you are going to blow it. So you need to align your investment vehicle with the goal you want to achieve. Sorry, somebody needs to mute. Thank you.
Somebody needs to mute. Thank you.
Please, if somebody can mute that person. Okay, if you want to go to real estate investment, say rental houses, that's what is going to fund your holidays, can fund the education of your children, can fund your lifestyle, can fund your retirement, and many, many other such purposes. So it's a universal vehicle. So that's very different from when you buy an education policy for insurance. So you can align it. And that's why you need an expert to work with you so that you get aligned. And I want you to see here an example again of another alumni who has actually taken time to get money to work for them. What is the problem you can solve? In this republic, housing is a big challenge. And people are focused and say, government is not providing houses. How can I invest in there? And here you have something unique. Mabati houses that are solid. And they are built by people who are so proficient that when they get the down floor complete, they can actually do the upper floor while they are collecting rent in the lower one. And they don't mean a joke, they are serious. They provide the facilities that the slums don't necessarily provide, washrooms and toilets. And they use technology to collect your money, Lipa na M-Pesa. So they're actually innovating in that space. You have a nice stairwell because you got guys upstairs, and you can see the guys upstairs. They have a place to wear their clothing. They have a perimeter fence. It's a nice place to live in. And if you look across the fence, you can actually see others. This is a place called Kangemi in Nairobi. The opportunities are in there. Make sure your tenants have good spacing. They don't have matope in their compound. They can air their clothing, and don't charge them more than they're paying in their current places. They will come to your place. The concept has migrated now to full mason work buildings. This is a building that is built on a model that I'm going to discuss. And this, you don't have to be alone. You can join in others. In fact, this one is at a place called Odero. And with us, literally 300,000, you can join the others. Give your money a chance to work. When people leave college, they take up their first job. They're looking for a decent place, maybe just a bed sitter to stay in. And they'll pay you their 9,000 or 10,000 shillings, and you make your money. What is the concept here? Don't buy land, lease it. And you can actually get 10 years of lease. Okay, if you're doing Mabati, you can get 15 years if you're going to do Mawe. Again, you have a whole 18 years to work in that place. And when you're done, you go away. Your repayment period is barely 3 years. You pay the ground rent to the owner of the land. He doesn't have the money to build. So he's happy to get you the land. These investors here put 110 units for which they charge 3,500, the same rent being charged around the place. So they are able to, with a good occupancy, 90%, 385,000 shillings. Pay your tax, be a good Kenyan, pay tax, kulipa ushuru ni kujitegemea, pay the ground rent to the owner. Yeah, you need a caretaker and you have to pay some other expenses. And so you can net about 270,000. And that's going to be income you have for 12 years. You've allowed your money to work. What did these guys require? They put together 4 million shillings. And in fact, it was not their money, they borrowed. Can you imagine your 4 million shillings giving you 270,000 shillings every month for 12 years? Get your money to work for you. You need a side hustle so that you can actually be able to take care of the time when your employer is not needing you. But then every shilling you have, send it out to work. Don't keep it idle in the bank. Don't keep it under the mattress. Don't use it today and forget this tomorrow. Secret number 5, and I'm out of time. Give me another 10 minutes and I'll be done. Number 5, this whole thing about money, from the research, from my experience, is a mental game. It's a mental game. Why do I say that? Because they simply not use as manual. When I buy the phone, I get a user's manual. When I buy the tablet, I get a user's manual. When I actually buy a new car, I get a user's manual. But surprisingly, when they gave me my first job, nobody gave me a user's manual. So I sometimes don't know what to do. And you know, sometimes I have manuscripts. These are the lessons I learned in childhood. And maybe there was even no teacher. Just like a lot of us, and I'll say silent, learned about sex from strangers. We learned money from other people. And sometimes we got the bad habits. We only had hakuna pesa. And eventually when we got money, we spend it in a way for people to know the money is here. And that's why we talk about money disorders. And that's why it is important for us to understand our money personality. There are very many money personalities. We have savers, we have spenders, which requires you understand your temperament. And once you understand your temperament, then you can understand your money personality. When you know yourself better, then it becomes easier for you to see the mind is like a parachute. You open it up. When you open your mind, you will be able to get ideas. And you know what? To make sure that you equip yourself for this journey, you need about 5 things that need to get well set in your mind. You need a lot of knowledge. Some of it academic, some of it professional, some of it working knowledge. You need a lot of skills. You need a seriously winning attitude, daring, so that you can take a risk. And you need to be able to work with others so that you can get information. You need to seriously have a network. Once you'll be able to invest in yourself and build that, you will make money from that. There's a lot of people making money from their knowledge, a lot of people making money from their skills, and that is why you come into a program like this so that you can actually open your mind. Because we don't have the time, again, I'll ask Anne, you can share the link of a bottle, and he can actually explain to our audience tonight how the training programs that we took him opened up his mind, and he was thinking of quitting his job. Now he's running a whole establishment, and he's actually working with over 1,000 other people in his establishment. I think, let's be clear, we can be able to get the mind to work for us. So we have the 5 secrets. I think now they are not secrets anymore. We clearly understand these secrets very well. Every shilling counts. I think now we don't have any doubt about every shilling counts. If we have to make progress, we must leverage on other people's money. We cannot get rich on our own money. So we must look for how to make other people's money, because that's how we are not going to get broke. We must give our money an opportunity to work. We must give our money an opportunity to work. We must open our mind for new ideas. And it doesn't have to be a lot of money. Just to give you an example, a few days back, Kenya Power shares was a shilling. And in 5 days, it rose to a shilling and 70 cents. If you had invested in that, and if you knew that, you would actually, if you put in $1 million, you would have made 700,000 shillings out of that transaction. This is what we're saying. Once you learn these secrets, you can actually be able to take them to a place where you can actually use it. But I know we've not had a lot of time and my hour is totally gone, but a few of the things you've learned, I want to say, take them home, use them. But I know you want to dig deeper, because this is not enough. And because you want to dig deeper, let me tell you, we've thought about you and we have put together a program for you. We call it the Wealth Creation Starter Pack. Just a starter pack. If you are traveling, you get a traveler's pack. This is a starter pack. We have put the things you're going to look out for. We have invested to make it a self-paced online program, which you can actually study at your own time, at your own pace, wherever you are, whatever time you want to do. And in that program, we have put 5 very unique modules. We have put in a module that will clearly be able to show you why money is a function of the mindset. And in that module, we will actually even give you a financial meter, which is a small financial tool that helps you to know something called financial wellness. We have a trend worked about debt management, leveraging other people's money. We have a trend in one of the modules looked at goal setting. And in one of the other modules, we want you to understand how every shilling counts and the ways you can actually be able to do. These are videos you can watch at the time you want. And in the last one, we want to say your mind is like a parachute. And we want to help you to start making money of what you have or what you get. Those are the 5 modules that you can actually be able to access on that website, which is going to be shared shortly on chat, so that from tonight, if you want to get there, you have the opportunity to start. I know at the top of your mind, you're saying, I am too busy, the timing is not good. And I've had that because since COVID stuck, most of the training programs became webinars. They are virtual, they are fixed. So the time I'm doing it here in Kenya, it is at midnight in China, or it is early in the morning in the US, or you have other conveniences. That's why we put a program that you can actually study when you have the time. So there's no issue of timing. The timing is your timing. We've thought about that, and some people say, but I don't have the money. Yes, for the other program, we require some substantial investment for a 40, for a 10-week program with coaching in and all the things. Here, we do not require a lot of income. And you know what, tonight, I'll give you a pre-Christmas bonus for you to sign in. I know you're saying your life is different, and I agree, we are all unique, but we all deal with money. And it is you to make up your mind. How do you want to deal with the money? That answers. You don't think you'll do about it? If you don't do about it, money will do it for you. Remember the flow? From where there's little to where there's more. If you actually want to pay poverty tax, just do nothing. Society is more than happy to take the money away from you and command you on what to do with it. If you want to take charge, do something about it. And I urge you to have action. And action starts tonight, because it is not a decision of deciding to fly like the bird. It is actually flapping your wings, folding your legs, and moving. Hey, you are great people. You have invested a lot of your time tonight. You registered and you came in here. You have listened all this time and you've not left. I think you're ready. All you require is more investment. We have taken time, we build this, and you know what? We build it so that we work with you. It is tried, it is tested. So we are not subjecting you to something new. This is something that has totally been tried. And because I know you want to go with me and you want to go in there for a limited period, pre-Christmas, between now and the first week of December, what would cost you 5,000 shillings now counts for below 50%. Every module for only 2,000 shillings. Between now and you subscribe by the first week of December, that is the offer. Why don't you give yourself a benefit that you are here tonight and you know the offer? And it's so easy to set up. If you go to this website, very self-explanatory, all the modules are there. You choose where you want to start. If you have questions, we will be there to support you. Like I said, I'm a coach. And for the first 5 people who sign, you get a bonus. I'll give you a free coaching session. So it's very easy. It is able to, it's a once in a lifetime. So you actually buy it and you have access to it all your lifetime for the money you pay. You can go in anytime. You can check in again. We accept money on M-Pesa. We accept money from your card. So it's very easy. Once you get to that website, self-explanatory, it will show you where to go. This is the best time to engage, because I know you do not want to get broke again. And because you don't want to get broke again, take action now. 5 modules that can get you there, and they will get you there, and you find you will be able to be a winner. And because I know I'm out of time and you have a question, I know you might have some closing thoughts. So I'll go and chat very quickly and I'll take a question if there's any question. And I see there's quite some communication. So let me see whether there are questions. If you have any question, you can put it on chat. Just reading your comments. I'll be happy to see the comments. Thank you, Bernard, you're listening. Thank you very much. Thank you, Luz Joroge. I know you're part of our alumni. Thank you, Godfrey. Great presentation on money tricks. These are actually not tricks. These are strategies because they work. We'll have the presentation notes. You register as a student, and that's how you get the presentation notes. So again, another bonus. If you register for this program, you get the complete of these notes, the complete of this recording. So that comes to you. Thank you, Sheila. You say absolutely good sharing, and I know, and then you're going to take action. Hope the notes will be shared. Yes, Wycliffe, the notes will be shared. Register for the program, get the notes, Martin, thanks, Pauline. Where can we get the video of this webinar? Now I've said where you can get a video of this webinar. Register, you get it for free. James Tuku, thanks. What do you know about biases? And is it true that influence are the, yes. When we study our personality, when we study our money disorders, we are going to understand our biases, and then our biases influence our personality. And that's why some of us are risk takers, some of us are not risk takers. That's why some of us are spendthrift, we spend money quickly, and some of us are misers. So biases have a place, and that is well logged in our temperament. And once we understand, we can be able to unlock that. They influence a lot of our decisions, and especially our financial decisions. Thank you, Bernard. How many modules do we have? We have 5 modules. We have 5 modules. 1, wealth creation is a mindset. 2, we actually how to leverage other people's money. 3, how to set up your financial goals so that you can live the life you want. 4, we actually have another one on how you can actually choose your investments. And the last one, we actually have how you can actually be able to get your plan and execute it. So there are 5 of them. Thank you, Margaret. I'm also happy to have you here tonight. Thank you very much. Thank you, Sheila. I'm always happy when I inspire people. That's my business, to build others. Here is an opportunity for us to build each other. Thank you, Joyce. You have really great insights, Joyce Kabura, and I welcome you to join in. Thank you, Mahmoud. You actually appreciate what we have. Nick Mumo, what if one has not processed their financial goals? Can one still join the program? The program will help you to process your financial goals, Nick. So there's a guideline, there are tools that will walk you through the process of actually farming up your goals and actually doing them. You will step by step be walked in how to plan for your children's education, how to plan for your holiday, how to plan for your retirement, how to plan for your contingencies, including how to plan to develop yourself, personal development. Thank you, James. I see you acknowledge what we said. Liz, please introduce me to Kangemi developers. Have an acre in Nakuru. We can do that, Liz. Get in touch. We'll give you our contacts. You can get in touch with us. You can do that. Now, again, all the alumni will get that contact for free. This last Saturday, part of our alumni were able to help there. Do we pay in once? You pay per module. You pay per module. If you want to pay all of them, that's fine. But you can pay per module, Sheila. So it is you to choose the module and when to pay. Move today. Thank you, Nancy. And I know you moved to action. I really appreciate that. Thank you, Evans. You are inspired. I'm happy you are inspired tonight. I know you are inspired to action. Vincent, thank you. And I want to say for those of us who are here tonight, I'm happy to see Vincent. Vincent is the chair of the investment group that was formed by the alumni of this academy. And part of what I've shown you as an investment, Vincent and the alumni who are part of the investment group are now part of the people in that investment. So we are talking about things which we are participating in. Wycliffe, you have, let me just see your question. You have 2 acres in Moroni, Kisumu County, but I have no finance to develop it. What can I do to get the developer? Obviously, this specific developer is not involved in that kind of development. They are involved in high density housing. And I know Muhoroni, so obviously it's not a high density area, so they may not be interested. But again, you have our contacts. You can get in touch. We see whether we can help you from somebody else. Beth, thank you very much. You see, iron sharpens iron, and I see you saying now you are more sharpened. And I'm hoping that we have answered all your questions. I don't know that I've left out any. Do we register to become an alumni? No, you study the program. You qualify from the program. When you come to the end, that's when you become an alumni. So alumni are people who have graduated from all our programs, the Wealth Creation Masterclass, the Personal Financial Planning Masterclass, and now we have the Wealth Creation Starter Pack, which we started tonight. When you qualify, now you become an alumni. Is the chairman accepting new members? The chairman will invite us when he has opportunity for new members. I know he's considering that in the new year. So you might get the opportunity there. And I want to say thank you. I think we're done with all the questions. You're a great audience. You've taken your thoughts tonight. But I always ask, maybe in a 1 sentence on chat, what's your take home tonight? Just give me a 1 sentence on chat. What's your take home tonight? Just a 1 sentence from you. Contact number, Sheila, yes, the contact numbers are all here. The contact numbers are here. You can take the contact number, the website. If you want to see more of our programs, we have an email address. We have our phone numbers, and we have the website. If you want to engage in the program, you can actually be able to get that there. Did I see a comment? Let me see. Okay, I want to see the comments at the very end. Thank you, Sheila. I think now you have, yes, Joyce, thank you. Money doesn't take leave here. And you know, there's an American guy, he's called David Ramsey. He actually is a naughty guy. He says money doesn't get pregnant. Financial discipline, thank you, thank you, thank you. I see a lot of comments, and I am very, very overjoyed that we have come to this place. And now, if you allow me, I want to say we come to an end. I know we've gone 30 minutes over, but trust me, we could not have left without answering your questions. This recording is available for you if you register on this program. So this recording, all the notes are available for you. All the slides are available for you. If you're among the first 5 to register, you have a guaranteed financial coaching session with me. This is an open opportunity and offer 50% and below. Actually, it's a 60% discount. I think we're in the Black Friday season for those of us who actually register before the first week of December is over. And I want to say thank you very much. God bless you for all the time you've put together with us. We really, really appreciate you being here. And if you allow me now, I'll bring the session to a close. And I want to say, asanteni sana. We have learned a lot with you. We have enjoyed the evening. And we'll invite you for another discussion. Become part of the alumni, and you benefit. We even bring in other speakers to join in this discussion. Asanteni sana. Usiku mwema. Enjoy the balance of the evening.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
We are free now. We can leave.